Alright, what's up guys? It's your boy G here, and with all this talk of Call of Duty Cold War, or whatever it's going to be called, I came to the realization that Treyarch needs to remaster Black Ops 2. Now you might be saying it's an old game, it came out in 2012 and yada yada yada, but the fact remains that Black Ops 2 was a solid Call of Duty. So today, I'm going to give 10 reasons why it needs to be remastered, and why I'm positive it will be by this time next year, but before we get into all that, let's roll the intro. Alright, so just to go ahead and jump right into the list, number 10, the guns were awesome. Now if you had the luxury of playing Black Ops 2 in its prime, then you know this. There wasn't a single class of weapons that didn't have an absolute banger in it. I mean, we had the M8, we had the Scorpion Evo, we had the Remington, the Cap 40 with spitting bullets. I mean, any gun you wanted to use with the right attachments could have you running the lobby. And for all you quickscopers, you guys know you love that ballista. Truly, Black Ops 2 had the best guns out of any Call of Duty. All of them were well balanced, and it really came down to a player's skill level and ability versus just having a ridiculously OP weapon. Number 9, the maps were great. Come on, everybody remembers Standoff. I can't tell you how many 30+ kill games I had in Team Deathmatch on that map. And in Black Ops 2, there was a map for everybody. Oh, you don't like small maps? Then here, have Carrier so you can snipe people unobstructed across the map. Probably the best and most famous map from Black Ops 2 is Hijacked. To this day, the best way to describe it is to say it's like Nuketown, but it's a boat. It was so good, in fact, that it was remade in Black Ops 3. I'm not even going to get started on Nuketown, but just know that Nuketown 2025 is the best Nuketown of all time. Number 8, score streaks were the truth. Personally, I ran UAV, care package, and counter UAV because I was all about the kills, but if I was in an easy lobby, I would up my streaks just to be that guy. It was nothing better than the rumble of a warthog and the way people would leave the lobby when you called in a swarm. There are a few examples of perfection in this world, but that's one of them. Even the Guardian was a good tactical streak to have, even though it was pretty much just a glorified microwave. Another personal favorite of mine was the Sentry Gun, AGR, Stealth Chopper combo. With these, you could absolutely shut down a map. What were your favorite streaks? Let me know down in the comments. Number 7 is forced voice game chat and search and destroy lobbies. Now this is sort of a controversial item for the list because some people weren't a big fan of forced chat, but you have to keep in mind that in high coordination game modes you need to be able to communicate. Plus, how many of us can say that we legit formed some deep friendships with people that we otherwise wouldn't have talked to? Forced game chat also effectively made it impossible for dead teammates to make callouts, which upped the stakes in the game. This is why search and destroy in the newer CODs isn't as fun as it used to be. I'll expand on this topic in a later video because it also goes much deeper than that. Number 6, the zombies experience was good. Now off the top, I will say Transit only could have been done better if it was released in a later game, but because of the ambition, it should be noted as one of the great zombie maps. Plus, it was much more fun to run through the fog. I also still have yet to meet the person that didn't love Mob of the Dead or even Buried. The only truly terrible map I can think of is Die Rise, and that's only one versus the others, which makes the zombies experience a 99% success. I don't call the shots, I just do the math. Number 5. The DLC content. Treyarch really came through with the DLC content. Each map pack added 4 new maps and 1 zombies map, and most of the maps were bangers. We were given Grind, we were given Studio, which was a remade Fire and Range, and even Rush was a really good map. These are the real standouts, but all the other maps were also good. Here I should also take the time to touch on the Peacekeeper. Now this is a controversial topic because pay to win and all that, but for what it's worth, the Peacekeeper was an absolute machine. Between the balance and the fire rate, with the right attachment slapped on, that was probably one of the more deadly guns. It definitely should have been initially released to all players for free, but since it was DLC, that's why it's in this category. Number 4. The emblem editor. It should be noted that Black Ops 2 had the best emblem editor out of all the Call of Duties. It allowed for a crazy level of self-expression and creativity, and even spawned hacks to copy someone else's emblem. Emblems were a huge part of the Black Ops 2 community and got to the point where you could even start to trace a copied emblem back to its original creator. Not gonna lie, I copied the Wolverine emblem and it was one of my most prized possessions. Emblems also allow for players to promote their YouTube channels or Twitch streams without having to send players to their bio. This made it more effective for smaller content creators to drive traffic to their pages. Number 3. The combat knife. The combat knife was a staple of sweaty players and trolls. Black Ops 2 version of it stands out because it was the first COD to make it available in multiplayer, and it didn't take up a creator class slot. The combat knife with the right perks and the tomahawk in the hands of a semi-good player was one of the deadliest combinations. It was especially useful in search and destroy if you didn't have a suppressed weapon. Also, having a diamond combat knife was one of the more insane feats of Call of Duty at the time. It took a crazy level of dedication and skill just to get it to gold. Number 2. The C4 and shock charge combo. Now this setup was probably the most low down, grimy thing to run in any game, and I can say with full confidence that I for one, would absolutely never not use this. Essentially, if you don't know what I'm talking about, what you would do is place the C4 and the shock charge on the ceiling, and when someone runs by and triggers your shock charge, you would detonate your C4. Now, if the player was wearing a tactical mask, they wouldn't be stunned by your shock charge, but if you had a decent set of headphones, you could still hear it go off, which means that you could still detonate your C4. That's what made this combination so grimy, yet effective. It was especially useful in objective-based game modes for allowing you the freedom to run around and get kills while still covering the objective. Both of these items alone though were also effective. Number 1, it's the best COD made to date. This point might stir up some controversy, but it holds a ton of weight. Black Ops 2 is the last Call of Duty game to come out before the series started slipping. Call of Duty Ghost and just about everything that came after it were all hailed as being terrible for one reason or the other, although Black Ops 3 and Modern Warfare are both diamonds in the rough. Whether it was the atrocious gameplay of Ghost or the boost jumping in the others, COD World War II attempted to mitigate this by returning to boots on the ground, but with its lackluster gameplay and performance, it didn't do a good job of this. Black Ops 2 was the stepping off point of Call of Duty as a whole, and due to it being right before the downfall, it made it look better as a result. The case to remaster Black Ops 2 has been made. I really feel that if the community has a big enough push, that we can get it done. You watched this video, so that means you want to see it remastered as well. If you're curious about what you can do to make that happen, then it starts right here. Like this video and share it everywhere you can. Tweet it at Treyarch and make sure it gets as much exposure as possible. We as a community will get it done, and by this time next year, we'll have a remastered Black Ops 2. Make sure you subscribe here now so you don't miss anything, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Let's make this happen. G out.